So we meet the clickers, and we meet the clickers off screen through audio first. And then we see them kind of out of focus, come into a door frame, and then the characters are in peril. They're in this museum scene. It's a big part of the game. It's one of the first kind of open combat places that you find yourself in the game, and you meet these enemies for the first time. Clickers are what Ellie has alluded to. They can't really see, but they can hear. They do this kind of echolocation. They click. Now, so they make this creepy noise. Now, the original voice actors who did the clickers in the PS4 game also did the clickers in this game, and they move in this erratic way. They're very scrawny, and they have kind of this fungus growing out of their face. Their eyes are covered, and actually this whole fight scene was actually done by a dance choreographer, which I think is really interesting. So that's why they move the way that they do. Paul Becker is the choreographer who did the choreography for this. He has done things for like Disney and like I think some K-pop artists. So these are dancers that they got to do kind of this rehearsed choreography that emulates this modern dance. And so I really love that. I think that was really creative, and I think it put an interesting spin on kind of this fight scene as they tumble through this museum. So you see some relics of what things were. There's a musket on the wall. That's a big deal in the game. You get to look at all the exhibitions. This is an actual place in Boston that you can go to, and you have some more to say about that. So we're fighting these clickers in this kind of Zoolander-ish dance battle with a lot more blood and gore, and we're figuring out kind of what's happening as they stumble through this museum. What's important about this scene, and what sticks out to you about these clickers?
It reveals the threat of these things. I mean, it's a great introduction to them because you've heard about them, you've seen the effects, but you've never really seen like one in action, and so this is and the way that they're evolving and continuing to really endure and survive themselves, which is an interesting parody here to the human endurance and survival. So through this entire segment, you see Joel and Tess absolutely spooked by this.
Yeah.
And they're freaking out. And Ellie's like, what? I've never seen one do that before, because they see this body. And like, I've been attacked by one. I've seen them in action. That they don't do that. And they're like, shh. Like, you've got to get it together. For us, the audience, it just immediately elevates the entire thing. So it's like, what are we dealing with here? And like, even having played the game, it's like it's a different level of suspense here.
And if you've played the game, odds are you've been torn apart by one of these creatures.
Because at least in that one, I'm like, I'm in control. I've been rationing ammo, and I know how to do this game.